is Pete from Paw Labs, and today I'm going to do a video that's going to be on two of the lists out there. This is going to be animations without doing a windowed screen. This is a canvas animation, and it's actually part of my Wargame. I built this last night as a demo test to see if I liked my animation or not for the unit action menu screen. Okay, the UAM, isn't that sound fancy? And I'm going to start by showing this to you. And this is nothing more than a canvas gadget with an image painted in it. So I've drawn this image. This is the background image. This is a microcosm of a Wargame board game. And I've changed the cursor because it's a canvas and I can. So when somebody clicks the unit they want to change, that's going to be my animation of their menu for the actual game unit to decide what they want to do with it. And every time I click this, it runs the animation for me. And I think that's pretty cool looking. It's a keeper for me. And now what I want to do is show y'all how I did that. So it took several hours, more than I probably care to count, of graphics work. And what we have over, let's see here, this is the clip. It's nothing more than a clip from the game menu or the game map screen with a unit in there that's selected. That's the little red hex going around the unit. So this is my game units, and the map is going to pop up in these three hexes. So what I initially did was decide that I wanted, whoops, let's see, not you, I got to move these. So I wanted a whole lot of graphics, and I ended up using 6, which isn't really a whole lot. But I started with a grid. Whoops, where are you off the screen for? I started with just a simple grid. Let's go ahead and back these frames off here. Whoops, missed the first one. All right, so we'll get rid of all of these and take him off too. Okay, so I started with basically a 5 hex grid of the screen. Okay. Now, the unit is here, and the menu shows up here. Okay, now, what I did was I took one actual hex here, and I trimmed it all down nice and pretty, and painted it gray. All right, now, what I decided from here was that I would start with an 8x8, and this is awful blown up. This is a little itty bitty 8x8. You can see the size of it here. And then I resized him. Oh, I can't bring him up all together. I have to do it this way. So then I brought up the next one. He's 16x16. And then it went to 24, and I can zoom it up a bit for you. And, and so on and so on. And I brought it all the way up to 64, which is this guy. That's a 64x64 hex. So then, once I had all of my sample hexes I wanted, I then went back to my little prototype here, and I put the first ones on. Looks like a blank screen. Oh, wait a minute. What the heck? There we go. Well, there. All right. So hold on. So evidently I screwed one of these up. I'm not sure how I did it, but I put my first little hexes on. That's my 8x8s. And then I put my 16x16s. And yeah, I know he's missing, but he's not in the actual snapshot of this. And then we went to the 24s, and I painted my way up, individually placing these guys on the screen here. All the way up to getting the second to last one. The 8th one would have actually filled those hexes, which is what I didn't want to have happen. I wanted it to stop here. Okay, so then Then what I did was go back and take the individual snapshots of those layers of this showing up on a white screen, just those little frames that we had. And we can go from 8 to 16 to 24 to 32, yada, 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 all the way up. Okay, so we now have these guys, and then I painted the last three of them, in with that's an almost black. Okay. And then I got to playing around with the images that are going to be on the actual buttons that these are going to eventually become that somebody can click. Okay. So I keep moving that to move this up here. So, stop that. So we have our final here this is the final image of the animation. And I have the different colors only to test out how it looks in our pretend world. How does it look, and decide which color I liked. So once I did that, I then exported everything to a unit action menu folder and put all of the pieces in here that you can see. And I started writing my little itty bitty script. And believe it or not, this is actually a very small script. If you're ever messing with images, always include these guys. Otherwise, you get no images and nothing that tells you you're missing this. So make sure if you're playing with images, always use whatever PNG, BMP, JPEG, whatever the heck the image decoder and encoder, so it knows what it's doing. Down and dirty, I have my enumeration here, and I hard coded everything. Okay, so then I needed to say, okay, let's load clear. Now, clear, this is kind of a misnomer. Clear is actually let's see, clear is this guy. No, that guy. It's this guy right here. This is the standard. This is just the background of the map. Okay, so that's clear. All right, that has nothing on it. So that's clear. And then we have the button. That's the one with the red and white and blue buttons. The final one is what that is. All right, now we come in and open up just a everyday average window. And then I create an image. Okay, now the image is the exact size of the clear in the button. Okay, the exact size of the image I'm playing with. And now for the really cool part, I come into here and I iterate. We're going to iterate. If I shrink this down, then you can't read it, but then you can see it. I'll close this. Okay, so we're iterating our for loop. We have 7 images, 0 to 6, and I'm going to draw each one independently. I'm going to draw each image to, we load the image in here. We add an image frame to our image, and then we paint clear, which is the background image that I just showed you. And then we paint the actual image of the 3 little hexes getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Okay. Now, we are painting these on a frame of an image. Okay. So we created an image here, just like we've created an image many times. Only this one we're going to add frames to. And this is pretty cool. You can actually do this in an image gadget, I'm pretty sure, and actually iterate through in an image gadget as well and create an image on an animation on the image. This section down here that I shrunk up inside this is just looking to say, okay, if this is the last one, then what I want you to do is paint him on there, and then also give me the button. Give me the one with the button. And actually, I think let's put this as 7, just to change things up. So we'll go 0 to 7. So you'll actually get that big one, and then you'll get the buttons put on. Okay. Instead of the last one showing up with the buttons, we're going to get the last one, and then the buttons are going to pop onto it. Okay. So we come down here to the rest of this. If I collapse my little image guy that we just created. So we've created our image with his frames. Continuing on with our window, we have a canvas gadget in there, and I got the button off to the side that says click me. And then I come in and I create my quit for shutting down the window. And then I draw to my canvas gadget here the clear, which is this just the green with the game unit on it. All right. Now, let's see. You got two ways to play this. Since this is a canvas gadget and I like the little hand cursor, I've gone ahead and said, okay, if you, as your mouse enters the canvas, switch the icon to the hand cursor. And if they left click, then pretend you called the button. So I'm going to raise the event of post the event of pushing the button. Now, this first piece really doesn't need to be here. As a matter of fact, I'll go ahead and delete it because that's how much I know it doesn't need to be there. So what we're going to do now inside that piece of canvas or image gadget is I'm going to iterate the frames. Okay, we're going to use Y to iterate from 0 to frame count of the image. We're going to set the image frame to the actual painted frame. And then we're going to draw that on the canvas. Drawing mode alpha blend, where output is going to be to the UAM, which probably, let's see, yeah, that's canvas output. So we're drawing the image. This is the frame image to the canvas, and then we are closing off the drawing. And then we're going to say, if you're not on the last one, then give me 130 millisecond delay, and then go do the next frame, and then the next frame, and then the next frame. So you're watching all 7 of our frames now get painted to the screen. Okay, so then we're done painting them to the screen. I then paint the button X. This is the final image, so it stays on the canvas of the white, red, and blue button image. Okay, so now that we've seen all the code and what it does, now let's go back and play it, and you can be oohed and awed just like I always am. So I still find it's awesome that, you know, this stuff works and it's pretty cool looking. Oh no, what did I do? Okay, it looks like I deleted something I needed. Oh, is this? Oh, I know. Let's put you back to 6. That's right. We don't have 7 of them out there like that. Darn it. Okay, that's okay. Not a big deal. So then, yes, I think that will probably do it. Yes, we don't have the image 7. I would have needed to go create it, and I'm not about to go do that in the middle of a video. So let's see. That ought to get us, and it does. Okay, so this is our clear image, and there's our little hand icon. So when the game player clicks his unit, up pops the menu for that unit on top of whatever is in those cells, and then he can come up here and click that image, and off he goes. So these 3 right here will actually be independent images in those cell locations for him to click, as if, you know, the button image kind of things. And so he'll click this and go into move. But right now, clicking anywhere on that will cause it to do the animation, which I think is pretty cool looking. So anyhow, that ends this video on how to create an image or an animation without doing any of the graphic screen stuff. And it's a pretty cool little trick, isn't it? Thanks for your time, folks.